In just 1 week, as many as 11 million new COVID infections seen across the world, adding to an 8% hike in global cases. Besides China, where cities have been put under a strict lockdown, South Korea has added more than 621,000 new infections, which is a record in daily cases. That has pushed the national caseload to over 8.2 million, with more than 7.4 million cases added since the start of February. Hong Kong has registered the most deaths per million people globally in recent weeks. On March 18, 2022, Hong Kong reported about 20,000 new COVID-19 cases. Shanghai up till now remained relatively untouched by the virus, but now the city has shut schools and launched a city-wide testing program, and that has seen dozens of residential compounds sealed off for at least 48 hours. And it's not just countries in Asia, Europe is also seeing an uptick in cases. On March 17, Rome reported 79,895 COVID-19 related cases against 72,568 day before, according to the country's health ministry. Italy has recorded 1,57,442 COVID-19 deaths since its outbreak emerged in February 2022. It is the second highest toll in Europe after Britain and the 8th highest in the world. The country has reported 13.65 million cases to date. The United Kingdom has seen a rise in the number of infections and hospitalizations in the past week. The total weekly hospital admission rate in England for COVID in the week ending March 13 has jumped up to 13.38 per lakh from 11.67 per lakh the previous week. The German government defended its decision to let many pandemic restrictions expire over the weekend, even as the country hit a new record high for newly confirmed cases. Germany on March 17 reported a record number of daily coronavirus cases with nearly 3 lakh new infections. The decision to end many pandemic restrictions on March 20, including the requirement to wear masks in public settings, was criticized by many experts. WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said that this increase is being recorded despite drop in testing in some countries, which means the cases we are seeing are just the tip of the iceberg.
After several weeks of declines, reported cases of COVID-19 are once again increasing globally, especially in parts of Asia. These increases are occurring despite reductions in testing in some countries, which means the cases we're seeing are just the tip of the iceberg. And we know that when cases increase, so do deaths. Continued local outbreaks and surges are to be expected, particularly in areas where measures to prevent transmission have been lifted. However, there are unacceptably high levels of mortality in many countries, especially where vaccination levels are low among susceptible populations. Each country is facing a different situation with different challenges, but the pandemic is not over. I repeat, the pandemic is not over. We call on all countries to remain vigilant, continue to vaccinate, test, sequence, provide early care for patients, and apply common sense public health measures to protect health workers and the public. We continue to call on everyone to be vaccinated where vaccines are available. And we continue to work night and day to expand access to vaccines everywhere.
The World Health Organization has warned that with many countries changing testing parameters, the drop in testing could lead to many cases going undetected. Times Online Report.